Good morning, Aquarius. Welcome back to Will's Cartomancy Tarot. What I like to do is go on and get you started with your romance reading, which will be valid until June the 15th of next month. Okay? I've already shuffled your deck using my regular cards and illustrated and presented the cards as we see here, or your layout. It's displayed as we see here. Okay? So prior to really getting into your reading, Aquarius, I like to just make a few general observations. I'm going to start off with your suit assessments. Okay? Despite looking at the number that falls, or the card that falls to the bottom of the deck, which is 3 of spades, we're going to look at these 5 cards that appeared. Okay? And you have a predominance of spades there. So with having a predominance of spades, Aquarius, there might be a battle of some sort. There may be a lot of bickering going on or arguing. You might kind of regard the situation as war. You might be thinking a bit or being a bit in your head a little bit and worrying or debating or kind of questioning, usually the mental struggles that might crop up when you see this combination. But these spades are kind of asking you to keep in mind that they're kind of asking you or urging you for action of some kind in order to kind of make something right in your situation. And this, Aquarius, could indicate anything from health problems, financial or marital ones, or perhaps quarrels and dissent of any kind. Sometimes these spades might even indicate, that really the only thing that you really can do, Aquarius, is really accept defeat, walk away, and to kind of do something else. They therefore predict a lot of agitation, and they show that you might be, kind of staying up and being too much into your head at nighttime, and you might want to just try to, to stop worrying about things, because sometimes when you're worrying with these spades, sometimes things are kind of unfounded, but they're kind of urging you really to kind of take action. Okay? Let's go on and look at the predominance of how your cards are looking here. Most of them are hard cards, so that would suggest to me, Aquarius, that you're at the end of a phase, or at the end of this stage as it relates to your romantic situation. Okay, looking at your color interpretations, it's fairly balanced. So it's like, you have ups and downs, okay, but it won't be, something necessarily, that significant, Also, you have a few other interesting things here. You have a numerical theme here after adding up all of the numbers, 11 or either 2. And what this suggests, Aquarius, is that in this situation, you really need to show your engagement, if necessary, Aquarius, your claws, and to kind of make totally clear, how important the whole thing is to you. Because, however, in the end, you're going to simply have to trust your inner voice totally, and to kind of lead you, for your answers that you're questioning spirits when you're asking yourself when you should do something, where, and how to kind of, how you should proceed in terms of, really taking action with regards to the situation. Okay? Now I'm just going to go through and just look at a few combinations that you have here. And just looking at your reading, your cards in general, I'm going to just give you, a little short interpretation of what I'm kind of seeing here. What this is saying is that, although you've been with the 8 of spades, okay, shedding tears over this King of Diamonds, could be either male or female, over an earth type sign, or I'm kind of picking up air as well too, because you have these 2 cards surrounding it. You're probably shedding tears over this person who looks like to me that possibly they may have partied a lot, or they may have used drugs a lot, or they were addicted, or they had they were very abusive in some way with this 9 of clubs. And with this 6 of hearts, you are remaining optimistic, Aquarius, and you hope for a successful union, possibly a more secure relationship that perhaps might develop over time into perhaps a marriage. However, when you see the 2 of spades there, It shows that there will be a delay of some sort, and abrupt change is kind of to be expected for you, you know. And this card is telling you that you're going to be wavering back and forth, but you may not really know what to kind of do or how you should really proceed, Aquarius, in regards to this relationship. Okay. Let's look at a few other combinations. You have the King of Diamonds there, and if we were to combine with that with the Six of Clubs, the Six of Hearts, I'm sorry, that kind of verify that someone has romantic feelings for you. And more than likely, it's that king over there. It could represent either male or female, as I suggested. Okay. You also have the Two of Spades here, and let's combine that with the Eight of Spades. And it shows that one of you seems to be giving too much to this relationship or has codependency issues. This combination also shows that infidelity is indeed present in your relationship, or perhaps one of you is dating someone who may be married or committed to someone else. Okay, we also have the Two of Spades, and let's combine that with the Six of Hearts. And that shows that you are involved with someone who kind of acts very irresponsibly, or who kind of acts very immaturely, for his or her age. Okay, let's move right along without further ado and just go on and get into your reading and start off with your bottom card here. We have the Three of Spades there. So Aquarius, the Three of Spades represents an air sign. It could be a Libra, Gemini, or another Aquarius. Or the way that I see it, Saturn is usually in Libra. So in mythology, Saturnus, the Roman form of Cronus, god of time, was disposed by his son Jupiter. He killed all his kids except for Jupiter, who we know as air, Neptune, who we know as water, and Pluto, the underworld. And, the three powers that even time couldn't really destroy. Thus, what happened is that Saturnus had to kind of bow to the inevitable, Aquarius. The old order had to kind of give way to the new. So Saturn is really associated with limitation, slow progress, and difficulties. And in the astrological will, as in the astrology itself, limitations are presently being experienced in the area of romance, for you guys. Okay? And, one of the things that, you would find is that, this card it's really there for, it's all about, painful feelings or loss of all kinds or realizations. And it's a little stumbling block in a way. And it's a complete lack of regard for an individual. It says, Aquarius, that you are going to be unhappy and in a bit of state of turmoil about someone you've been kind of wanting to kind of connect with, but haven't been successful as of yet. This card is kind of urging you to kind of relax, because you will later on, it says, and to really not, count your chickens before they hatch, because all is really not lost. It's almost just as if that you've somehow given up, and this card is kind of asking you not to make, any premature decision, because it says that you kind of feel as if your lover has betrayed you in some way, or perhaps stuck a knife through your heart. This card says that major changes, Aquarius, must be made, but you must face facts regarding your situation, which will enable you to heal. In any event, Aquarius, the patience indicated by Saturn, as I just discussed, is the key here. It says that when in doubt, do nothing. Take a wait-and-see approach, because time is going to really, for you guys, it's really going to be the deciding factor in terms of, your resolving your situation. Okay, let's move right along and just, go on and get into your reading more specifically. Let's start by looking at card 1, the card that falls in placement 1. We have the Eight of Spades there, and that really talks about the central issue of your relationship. So with the Eight of Spades, Aquarius, it denotes an air sign. It could be a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius. I see this card as being, representing Jupiter, and Gemini. Okay, so with this card, Aquarius, Jupiter was known as the Sky Father, and he was also the supreme Roman god or ruler of the universe, like Zeus, his Greek counterpart. he controlled the thunderbolts, which were kind of carried by his eagle, the king of the birds. So Jupiter is there for Aquarius, associated with compassion, wisdom, and learning, increase. This card is there for all about bondage or constraints or vulnerability and disquiet. There might be a game, or a blame game somehow being played between you and your partner, and perhaps you are feeling, kind of shut out or or shut up in some way, and something in your union is really not fully expressing itself. It seems that you feel that your relationship, Aquarius, um, your relationship is kind of a bit out of sync, you know. And this card is kind of saying, granted, every damn thing seems clouded to you at the moment, but you know, this card kind of brings a blessing sometimes in disguise, Aquarius, kind of asking you kind of view your situation in perhaps a different angle. Because you're going to be happy that at least now really the truth about your situation, and more than likely you learn a lot perhaps about another person kind of being involved in your relationship due to this three of spades. Okay, it could even be an individual kind of praying and kind of taking advantage of you or of your weakness, or perhaps in your relationship, or just simply trying to kind of cause havoc. And their interference, I'm feeling, Aquarius, could be annoying. And the two of you argue rather than, I feel that you argue a bit more than what you should, and you might want to just discuss your situation a little bit more. Okay? Let's move on and look at your next card and look at, kind of what moves you internally. And we have the King of Diamonds falling in this placement. So this card usually refers to an earth sign. It can be a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Okay, I also kind of see this card, at times as, a Gemini as well. So, this card, kind of provides a solid basis from which really to build a relationship on, Aquarius. It's all about solid volumes or expansion or people in power. This card therefore says that you seek to have a committed relationship, or you kind of want to strengthen, its reliability in physical closeness. It says that you could just as easily be fascinated by this King of Diamonds person here. Someone who is very intelligent, adept in business, and particularly business matters, and generous, and they tend to be very high strong or reserved, but usually very hot tempered, Aquarius. So the person mood changes just like the wind, and can also, as I suggested, be a more mercurial sign, which is why I indicated that they could also be a Gemini. Okay? And I'm kind of feeling that, you sort of know you should leave, but perhaps your passion for stability combined with your fear of the unknown, Aquarius, kind of keeps you sort of tied down. So this card says that you might get an opportunity to travel or perhaps go somewhere with someone other than your current partner. It's kind of asking you to stop blaming yourself for really the mistakes or the faults of others, because the problem isn't really with you. It's really with them. And if you recently met a new person, this person, I'm feeling that they may not be 100% available for you. In any event, I'm feeling that this card says that it's really time to, really for you to really try to remove your rose-colored glasses, Aquarius, and really see things more clearly, you know? Because remember, clashes, that you're having with a partner can be resolved with compromise. And you may also feel a sense of release or relief, perhaps, that something may have ended. Okay? Let's move right along and look at, your partner's, attitude towards you. And we have the Nine of Clubs falling in that position. And of course, it's all about a fire sign. It could be an Aries, Sag, or Leo. And usually with this card, the moon is in fact, in Sagittarius. So this card is all about, kind of feeling threatened without reason, or kind of, fending off attacks. It therefore says that your lover will be waiting for something to kind of turn up. And he or she might be a bit, torn, um, between two or more partners, but nevertheless feels that you are a bit introverted and might hold in things a little bit too much and perhaps need to talk about it. He or she kind of realizes that you are kind of clinging somehow to old wounds, and you're kind of showing that to them, and because that's your approach and how they're feeling about you. Okay, now let's move right along and look at your attitude towards your lover. Okay, we have the Six of Hearts there. So the Six of Hearts represents a water sign. It can be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and usually the sun is in Scorpio there. So with sun deities or sun deities, Aquarius, they're usually male. So this planet kind of focuses mainly on yang, male energies that tend to be both in men and also women. So the sun is all about believing in one's own ability. So this card is there for all about childlike sort of expectations, the past and the memories that usually are associated with the past. So it therefore says that, you feel your lover is preoccupied somehow with the past. Maybe your lover is examining or pondering what needs to kind of be done to kind of get back on track or back on course with you. And you are thinking about what you wanted really from this union. Okay? That's what I'm kind of seeing. So let's move right along and look at your next card, which is, the card that falls in position 5. It's your last card, and it's basically some advice that I like to offer or impart to you. And of course, that Two of Spades refers to an air sign. It can be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, and you have that kind of, really filtering through your entire reading. But with this card, I kind of see as being the moon is in Libra. So we all know that, Aquarius, that the moon tends to kind of influence the tides, and it affects the flow of energies in both women and to a lesser degree in men. What we've come to understand is that the classical goddess Diana, sister of the sun god Apollo, she was worshipped as the moon. So the moon is really concerned with instincts, dreams, imagination. It really indicates a lack of communication. It shows a lot of conflicting thoughts. So this card says that indeed there might be good reason to kind of question your relationship, Aquarius. But you need to kind of examine something here. Go through things point by point, because it seems that there might be something played down, This card is kind of urging you to kind of be on your feet, and an honest discussion might be in order. However, sometimes, when you see this card, negotiations might be impeded or perhaps at a standstill because of the spades here. Okay, so you might reach a compromise, Aquarius, but this might be because some information might still be withheld. So this too, therefore, ask, for your patience. It says that your relationship will be in limbo until you kind of break through this suspended animation that you appear to be in. And because this too represents partnerships, choices and combinations of all kind, you will or you may find yourself really facing a difficult decision, possibly between two people, or it could possibly be between two different disparaging relationships. So, in short, this card is kind of quite serious, Aquarius, and it's quite contemplated. Thus, you'll need to kind of weigh your choices and consequences carefully. The middle ground might not be the best choice for you to take, and it's not going to be an easy decision to make. It is an either or situation, I'm feeling, and once you've made it, you're going to be able to kind of live with your decision, because any event, Aquarius, a love affair or perhaps a rekindle affair is at hand for you. But you might have mixed emotions, though keep in mind that the past is certainly on its way out. So Aquarius, this is what I have for you for right now. This is reading, as I indicated, will be valid until the 15th of next month. I certainly hope this reading has offered food for thought for you guys. And of course, as with all readings, this one may not have resonated with everyone. But for those for whom this reading was meant, I certainly look forward to hearing your comments. And Aquarius, please take a moment to check to make sure that you're subscribed. If not, please take a moment to do so now. Again, I look forward to hearing your comments, as well as look forward to posting more interesting readings for you within the coming weeks or days. Okay? Thanks a lot for your time. Enjoy your day.